Hello! Practicum Orientation Day is just around the corner. Professional Semester 1 student teachers from the Faculty of Education at the University of Lethbridge are looking forward to visiting the schools and classrooms in which they have been placed in order to prepare for their upcoming practicum. Orientation Day is key to setting the stage for success. This brief video will help you maximize the short time you have together that day. We wish you a very rewarding and successful PS1 practicum experience.
Orientation Day is a really big day for our students because it's the opportunity to get out into the schools, meet their teacher associate, meet their class and their students as well, and get a general feel for the day. One of the things that I think is really important though in that Orientation Day and that sets everything up for success is strong communication. Our students want to make sure that they have an opportunity to find out everything that they need to know about the students as well as what they might be teaching. Then they can come back on campus and start to gather resources, ask their instructors on campus as well, for any advice and suggestions so that they go out feeling pretty confident. So I think in that way it really does set them up for success.
What are my responsibilities in the classroom in terms of classroom management, in terms of lesson planning, the responsibilities that I have with the kids and what the level of that is.
When I meet my TA, I'd actually like to know some things about the school, so where I'm able to park, certain rooms that I'm allowed to go into, so which bathrooms I should be using, or if I'm allowed to use like the photocopier and go into the photocopy room, things like that. And with regards to my students, I'd really like to know about allergies because I'm not really sure what foods I should be bringing to the school and I don't want to bring something that's unsafe.
To meet the students, I'd love to have a personal conversation with the teacher, and I'd love to hear about behavioral issues that maybe some of the students have, or just some strategies on how I can handle that.
I think the three biggest things that were either most helpful to me or could have been more help was to have already my teacher associate know which topics I was going to be teaching on, so subject and where she was or he's at in that subject. And also if you could roughly have that time set out when you will actually be teaching a class for them. So that was number one. Number two is to have the class list ready to go and have a time set aside where you can talk about if there's any special needs or accommodations that you need to look at for the class. We just don't have the same experience heading in with PS1 for planning for those special needs. So to have that time beforehand is really helpful. And the last thing, it might seem small and trivial, is bathrooms. Where are the bathrooms? Because there's nothing more awkward than when you start your first day as a grown adult in a teacher position and having to ask where you can go to the bathrooms.
I think it's really important for PS1 students to come away from Orientation Day with a bit of a plan for observing your TA. What are the things that they would identify that they would be able to model effectively for you? And conversely, what are some of the things that you're looking for your own professional development throughout PS1?
Nervous about forgetting names, but I'm excited because it's going to challenge me to remember their names.
Being in an unfamiliar environment, so if I'm sent to a town that I'm not familiar with, I might not know where anything is, I might get lost trying to get to the school, and it'd be really helpful to know who I'd be able to talk to about things like that. But I'm really excited to establish some professional relationships and actually finally get into that professional environment.
I'm excited about going into the classroom again. It's been a couple of years for me being outside of the classroom, so quite excited about that, and also nervous. So it's a bit of both.
Most nervous, I think, was just going to be my relationship that I was going to have with my teacher associate and the other staff members. So what was great is that my teacher associate was super open to having me there, and she introduced me to all of her other grade teacher team so that I could make those connections right away, even on my orientation day, and I knew other people I could go to. And most excited about was just to be there. It's, other than N2500, it's your first real experience in the classroom, so that was really nice.
The most important thing for teacher associates to know from their student teacher is perhaps what subjects they might be interested in teaching, sort of their skills and talents that they can bring to your classroom.
Their major, what are they comfortable in teaching, and then what other passions can they bring to my classroom that they can share with the students. May not be core subject based, but it could be something for options or extracurricular.
First thing I'd like to know is their strengths, what they perceive they're good at doing, or maybe they're from their major, and build on that so they're successful in the classroom with their first activities that they may do. The second thing is areas they may be nervous with, or maybe they perceive they're weak in, so that I can help them grow in those areas.
The first important thing is to make sure you're at the school, that you make time to be there that day. And obviously you are the one who's going to greet the students first. So greet them, make them feel welcome, ask them a bit about themselves, tell them you're really looking forward to having them in the school and you hope that that's a good experience for them. Definitely make a bit of a fuss about them. Make on the announcements, we'd like to welcome our PS1 students, their names, the teachers they're going to be with, because it makes them feel a part of the school. And when you meet with them too later in the day, you meet in the staff room so they get a sense of, we're going to be a part of this.
The first one is be ready. Make sure that you know your student teacher is coming so that you can have prepared documents such as bell times, a calendar, a class schedule, class list. Have all of those pieces of paper that will help with the running of the classroom. Number 2, share resources. What are the textbooks, novel studies, different websites that are used often in the classroom so that the student teacher can get familiar with them. And then the last thing would be sharing of IPPs or any students that have extra needs in the classroom so that the student teacher can familiarize themselves with different diagnoses. What are some teaching strategies to work with an autistic student?
Clarify expectations of what the teacher associate would like from the student teacher, and also the student teacher to tell this teacher associate what they would like from this practicum experience. Give them a tour. At the same time, you also go through routines, the boundaries of the school, how supervision works, recess works, where kids eat lunch, where they're allowed to go and not go. And then also to have them focus and just watch in the classroom the routines that are happening in there.
Make the students feel welcome. They are coming out with nervous energy and excitement, and I think it's really important for you to embrace them into the classroom environment as much as possible. Get them actively involved with the kids. If kids are doing activities or reading, have them actually engage in and do some things with the kids, because it starts to build relationships with the kids and also makes them feel a complete part of the classroom before they come back to actually begin their practicum.
There are 3 really key items that students can prepare for to have a successful practicum. One of them clearly is the classroom management practices of the teacher. That can include those seating arrangements. It can include how they choose to interact with students and really sort of let your TA take the lead and learn what they do and how they do it. So I think that's a great starting point for all practicum students. I think it's really important to develop a deeper level of awareness as to the programs of study pertaining to that grade level. So if you haven't taken a closer look at those programs of study, when you find your placement and you know what grade you're going to be working with, I think there's a real bit of value there to go in and take a closer look at those programs. And then thirdly, anything that we can do to share our own passions, our particular skills or interests with our TAs, I think is really valuable as well. Teachers and administrators always appreciate having people come into the building with new skill sets that can help, sort of make learning more exciting for kids. So don't be shy in sharing your passions and your talents with your TA.
Hi, my name is Craig Lowen, and I'm the Dean of Education here at the University of Lethbridge. Thank you for watching this video. I also want to thank the many teachers and administrators who participate in our teacher education program. Thank you for all of your work and for your dedication over many years. We could not deliver this program without your participation. And on behalf of the Faculty of Education, I would like to wish good luck to all of the student teachers as they head out into their practicum. I hope you have a wonderful, a rich, and rewarding time. Take care.